Boom. We are live. February 17th, 2021. Sheesh, we are grateful. Blessed to be alive another day. So, guys, what we're here to do every single week. And we're going to check up on the market, see what's going on, talk about the trends, talk about where money's moving. Right, guys. And ultimately, we're here to catch those bags, fill those bags up, and ride them to the moon, right? Because this year, guys, it's been amazing. And we're only like 47 days into the year. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let me pull up my screen. Yes, guys, if you want to know what I was jamming to, FKJ at this place. Oh my God, this concert. Yeah, if you've never seen that, check it out. But we're not here for FKJ. We're here for some crypto sauce. We're not here for some truck wheels. We're here for some crypto sauce. Let's go. So Bitcoin sitting here today, all-time high, baby. Oh, dude, I think we're just like have this streak going, or we have this insane streak going, and we're continuing it, guys. I love it. It's always a blessing and a joy to be able to hop on here with you guys when Bitcoin's chilling at an all-time high, and all of our bags are chilling at all-time highs as well, right? Because coins going up at all-time highs means your portfolio is hitting all-time highs. And as we can see here, guys, last week when we were looking at the market, we were seeing the beginning of a pullback in the recent trends. We were seeing altcoins kind of peaking out. And we were seeing a decent amount of red across the market. But this week, guys, we haven't quite rebounded back to some of those old especially for our altcoins. Bitcoin and Ethereum, yep, we're at all-time highs. The rest of the market, however, is kind of kind of chilled. But as we can see here, these gains are holding. Cardano holding here at 90 cents. Polkadot moved up over $30. XRP even holding up about 50 cents right now. And as you can see, like I said, a lot of green here, a lot of green. That means the market is starting to turn back around. Chainlink over 30 bucks. Uniswap still holding $20. AAVE rejected 500, came back down, but is accumulating again at around 430, 450. We're going to look at these charts in detail, guys, but we're just scanning through the market like we do. But as I say, look at a lot of green, not a lot of red in the market today. Last week was quite a bit of red. The graph up at $2.27, up 80% since last week's call. What a play, right? I hope you guys have been building bags. We've been talking about that one since the beginning of January. And remember, the way that we invest into these coins, guys, is we dollar cost average. We build our positions slowly, just like a piggy bank. You put $100 in every single week in that piggy bank. A few years' time, that piggy bank is going to be fat, right? And especially when that money you're putting in that piggy bank is also appreciating in value, because that's what the cryptos are doing, right? And so, looking across the market, let's see who had the best week since we were last on the call. Whoops! What did you just send me down here? I don't know if someone's controlling my screen or what. All right, 7 days, Bitcoin gold. Guys, never fall for any of these things. Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Red, Bitcoin Ruby. There's a lot of people that think they are Bitcoin, the real Bitcoin. There's only one. We all know that. Dash had a great week as well, up 90%. Kusama is up 85%. Polkadot DeFi play. That is basically their main chain. We have a lot of news I want to cover today, kind of updating you on some of our bags. And we got a lot of information to cover, so let's jump right into it. Before I do the technicals, guys, I want to run through some news articles with you guys, and just it's gonna lead me into the big point I'm making on tonight's webinar. And it has to do with a lot of people I think had a little bit of fear this last couple of weeks in the crypto markets. And it's insane to me because I think we're just getting started. And to sell your bags right now would be selling right at the beginning of something insane. So I'm going to just run through some news. If you don't follow the market yourself, this is what we get on here every week to do. Is I can kind of update you, keep you in the loop of what's going on. And it's crazy because Bitwise, another DeFi index fund is coming out. We follow the DPI index by DeFi Pulse, right? But it's just showing you that there's now broad interest in DeFi, guys, and building DeFi indexes, just like similar to the S&P, right? Obviously, we all knew Tesla was buying big amount of Bitcoin the other week, and that shot price up to 48,000. But where and how Coinbase actually, or how Tesla actually executed that order, was kind of a mystery, and they haven't quite confirmed this 100% that Tesla did actually purchase their Bitcoin from Coinbase, but that is the rumor. It makes sense. Coinbase has serviced MicroStrategy's early acquisitions, and they say apparently they have 5 Fortune 500 companies as clients. So Coinbase is again, proving itself to be the place for institutions to get Bitcoin, which is insane to me because we buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, and so does Elon Musk, apparently, right? So that's insane. It just shows you where we're really at, and the amount of options. There's really not a lot, And Coinbase is going public. This isn't news, but this valuation is insane. They got a $77 billion valuation, and they're about to go public, and so it's insane that their settlement price of $303 a share. I'm not into stock trading, but if any of you guys are, I think Coinbase is going to do amazing, right? Got some questions in the chat box. Chat questions are always welcome. Always welcome, guys. This is a story I uncovered this week that I have a couple of couple headlines from, and I think you're gonna find it quite amusing. First article that came out on the week was saying that the Bitcoin itself, the currency, has made the naira, which I'm assuming is which is the government fiat currency of Nigeria. Basically, they said the Bitcoin has made it useless. It's insane. So many people were using Bitcoin, and then you read right here, what happened was that central banks in Nigeria banned Bitcoin because so many people were using it over their currency. And now we're starting to see that actually is having quite a bit of a negative effect on Bitcoin in this place, right? Obviously, shutting it down, trying to control it does nothing. You can't stop anything on this internet, especially this sort of technology, guys. Crypto technology moves faster than regulations, so it's crazy to see. And then you see now the effects of that is that Bitcoin is selling at a 36% premium in Nigeria. People are paying 36% more of what you and I are paying for it right now, meaning that Bitcoin in Nigeria, let's just do an even 50K, would be trading at, 68,000 times 1.3, what was it, 36? Yeah, so it's going to be 68,000 is what Bitcoin is trading at in Nigeria. If you want to buy Bitcoin in Nigeria, it costs 68,000, and people are paying that. That's the only reason why you can even have a premium that high, is that people are willing to pay it. And essentially, yes, we saw the stories. This was 14 hours ago. That first story was from the 11th, and we've seen over this last week, they banned Bitcoin. It starts having bad effects, and now the price of Bitcoin is super high there, right? And this is something, obviously, these are going to be things to be following, things to be watching, especially in countries that have, maybe smaller markets, growing ecosystems, and growing economies. When the people of those countries choose to use Bitcoin, and then the government's response to that, it's going to be very interesting. It's very telling because essentially the whole world is watching. The whole world watched what happened in Venezuela. The whole world saw what happened in Argentina with their currency crisis. And those are just a few examples. I could go on and on and on about that. But these are real life things, beyond all of us sitting here cushy cozy in the United States, except for my people in Texas. Again, much love to you guys. You guys might be a little cold tonight. But we're sitting here pretty and cozy and just speculating on this because we think it's the future of everything. And there's people in countries in real world situations that need this currency because the inflation in their situation is literally at the point of theft, at the point where they can't buy groceries, at the point where things are really bad, and that's why Bitcoin is such a powerful thing. It's not just about speculating, guys. It's not just about, we think this is going to be new gold and we're going to get rich. This is technology that's really helping a lot of people to combat the financial levies that have been set on them their whole life. The financial system, we all know, is not very fair. And it's especially unfair to those in certain situations. So Bitcoin is really something that can do something about that. So these are always things that I'm following because I think this is just a huge trend and story within the massive global adoption and understanding of what Bitcoin really is. Let's keep going, guys. Canadian Bitcoin ETFs, second one is coming out now. Guys, it's just more bullish news, right? More bullish news. MicroStrategy is raising another 900 million. They just keep buying more. I don't know why you wouldn't be, but they keep buying more. I'm going to keep buying more. BlackRock is starting to dabble in the crypto, guys. BlackRock is the biggest asset manager in the world, public asset manager, that is, and this is not a new story. They've been talking about this for a second. So, and then I'm going to update you guys on some of our other bags. Cardano is about to upgrade their new network. That is why the price, I think a lot of people believe the price is starting to speculate. These prices a lot of times will rally in anticipation of a major news drop, and then they could actually sell off on the actual news. And so this is going to be something to watch going forward with the release of Goguen, I believe is how you say this. And this actually allows Cardano to function just like Ethereum, having smart contracts and having offering the platform for people to build upon. So people built what was his name? I think it was Adam something. This guy named Adam built this protocol Uniswap. He built it on Ethereum. Well, I've heard of it, right? And so now Cardano could become a similar platform where people could build apps on. It's a huge deal. They've been rolling this out over the last 3, 4, 5 years, I believe. And so this is a huge deal at how it actually comes out. And if it does work and it's very functional right away, we'll see if some of those projects from Ethereum migrate over to Cardano. Because has anybody tried to use an ETH app in the last week, in the last month, maybe even in the last 6 months? Drop a 4 if you know what I'm talking about. Those ETH fees, those ETH fees are pretty insane right now. And that's just part of having a growing technology, guys, and having we're building a new infrastructure. I talked about this in the chat this week, guys. We're in like if we compare this to the internet as a technology, we're still in the dial-up days. We're on the dial-up days. Like you plug it in, beep beep boop, beep, 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 like, and you can't, like, your sister gets on the phone and you're on the internet and you're like, you can't even use the internet. That's like the Ethereum blockchain. It's like $40 in a transaction. It's ridiculous. Like how it's not really workable. But don't get too focused on that because they will solve it. It is a big enough need to be fixed and solved. So I'm still faithful that Ethereum can, especially with Ethereum 2.0, but I'm not also ruling out that Cardano releasing their new network could really eat into Ethereum's market share and potentially even take some of their Cardano, take some of Ethereum's market share just by simply offering a faster, better platform, right? And that was Ethereum's biggest leg up, is that they have the most functional platform with the most people and the most users. And that's the thing, is even if you build a very functional network to compete with Ethereum, if you don't have any developers, if you don't have any money, doesn't matter. And Cardano does not have that problem. They have plenty of resources, they have plenty of community, they have plenty of developers. So them finally actually releasing their thing, their network, it's going to be exciting to, it's going to be really exciting to watch. So we're always keeping our eyes on Cardano. Polkadot, same thing as Cardano, right? Polkadot is launching basically a platform to build decentralized applications on, and they're doing it just like Cardano in a completely groundbreaking way that apparently is way faster, way better. But again, we have to watch. We have to make sure that they actually are able to deliver on what they say they're going to deliver, right? And that's why we're following these, because when you hold bags, when you hold investments, right, full transparency, we're invested in Polkadot, we're invested in Cardano. This is why you need to follow these projects and be interested in them, so you can tell, oh, dang, they were supposed to release their network 6 months ago and they still haven't. Oh no, maybe I should reconsider holding this, right? Those are decisions and things you're always considering when you're investing and holding, which is what we're doing, which we're talking about every week, right? But things are going great for Polkadot. They were supposed to release this testnet back in 2020. Things are being done. And nonetheless, the parachains, which are Polkadot's big thing, was expected to release of first quarter 2021. So we're halfway through the first quarter. They still have another 45 days of this quarter. So Polkadot, stay tuned, stay watching Polkadot for that release of their parachains. And when they do release their parachains, guys, parachains are, oh, you'd have to look into Polkadot. I'm not going to take time to explain that. But getting a parachain as an application, think about it like if Ethereum decided to say, we're going to support really heavily the top 100 apps on our platform, and we're going to give them a special slot in how our network works. That's what Polkadot's doing. And so all the projects built on Polkadot are going to be fighting for this exclusive, I think it's 100 slots on their parachains. And the ones that do get those parachain slots, I'm expecting great things. One of those things, guys, is Reef Finance. One of those projects I think definitely will get a parachain slot is Reef Finance. Reef Finance is something I dropped in the chat. I'm not going to do a full webinar on it today. I'm going to give you guys some information, point you in the right direction, have at it yourself, do your own research. Don't just invest because I told you to. I know a lot of people, I was like, damn, should I did that? But guys, I just do your own research, and I'm just being fully transparent. When I invest in something like this, Reef is a very small market coin, right? It has a market cap of, I believe, like 160, 150 last time I checked. Its market cap gives us a little question mark here because I don't understand the full circulating supply on CoinGecko for some reason, but on CoinMarketCap, I know they have it. And with a coin like Reef, guys, Reef is a smaller market cap coin. I generally have chosen to invest in the higher market cap coins like Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano. Right, they're the top of the market. You know, these have market caps of 30 billion, 27 billion, insane, right? We've experienced some nice gains on these already. But, you know, I think investing in the top, the further down the list you scroll, the more risky it becomes. Unless you're actually able to understand something that will have real world value, that will actually deliver a product, those are things worth taking an investment on. For example, AAVE, UNISwap, those were way, way down the list when we started investing them. Why? Because they had working protocols. They were solving real world issues. Uniswap completely solves the whole GameStop fiasco. Don't need to use a centralized platform to trade on when you can use a decentralized one like Uniswap. Nobody can shut down your Uniswap account, right? The graph, another example. You know, we knew that was a middleware project, something that's very interesting and valuable technology that potentially could become like a middleman, having a middleman solution that the whole crypto market needs to use the graph, just like Chainlink, right? And so doing your fundamental analysis on projects, understanding why these could be even in the top 10, even the top 20, that's what helps you catch those gains, helps you catch the ones that are way down here. And we're gonna go look at the graph at Reef. I believe Reef's in the 200s. And of all the coins that I've publicly called, like I said, the Reef is the furthest down the list. It's the smallest market cap coin I've ever called, because I think this is something, you know, this is going to be something that's launching on Polkadot. And as we saw before, Polkadot hasn't fully launched quite what they're capable of doing, right? They're getting there. And so this is a project we're almost taking a little bit of a gamble on, in the sense that we believe they can produce. We believe they can deliver what they say they're going to deliver. The technicals on this project look amazing as well. We'll cover that in a sec. But we believe that Reef can really do something, especially when I believe that Reef could be a huge blue chip DeFi play on Polkadot, similar to AAVE, Uniswap, Maker, you know, something like that, where it's one of the best protocols on that platform. And getting in now is a great opportunity. But like I said, this is much riskier than an investment like AAVE or Uniswap that already has a protocol that already is working, that already has billions locked in. So for myself personally, full transparency, I only invest 1%, maybe even 0.5% of my portfolio into a token like Reef. Meaning if you have 10K invested into crypto, you have 10K invested into crypto, your investment into Reef at a proper risk management, 1% of your portfolio, what's that, $100? Yeah, $100 is properly, like, guys, you need to understand there's proper risk management in cryptocurrency, right? Putting 50% of your portfolio in a token like Reef is not a good idea, even though I'm investing to it, because this thing could flop, this thing could tank, it could do nothing, right? I'm still, guys, full transparency, I'm still 45% into Bitcoin. That number's gone down as we've gone down on Bitcoin dominance, right? But like these altcoins, when I call these altcoins for you guys, I'm not putting 25, 30, 50% of the money I have invested into this kind of projects. These are the small projects that you build positions in that one day, wow, you planted a seed and you grew a nice tree, right? Take profits on this, reinvest it, right? Again, make sure you understand like your risk management with cryptocurrency. If you are completely risk tolerant and you don't give a shit, yeah, so Reef is a coin that could 100x. This could go to $3. Sure, could 10x, easy, go to 30 cents, easy. But you know, because this could 10x, putting it at a $12 billion market cap. There's plenty of coins up there. Even putting it at a 1 billion market cap, almost a 10x, you know, you're looking at getting into the top 60 cryptos, which, like I said, if this does what it's promised to do, it's a very exciting project, and they also have a very amazing community. So that's it for me shilling Reef. Like I said, remember, understand your risk management. Like I said, I keep 40% of my portfolio in Bitcoin, almost 30% in ETH, and the rest is my DeFi, the rest is my altcoins, right? So that's Reef for you guys. I'm going to wrap it up on that. Polkadot, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan are connected to Polkadot. This is a very speculative article, but interesting nonetheless. I think I did that one twice. Yep. And this is something really, really interesting to watch, guys. Facebook. Facebook, if you guys remember, they were going to launch a cryptocurrency called a Libra. They shut that down. The government was like, we're not giving Mark Zuckerberg the ability to be a bank, even though other people have already gotten away with it. So I think they went a little too public in their first launch, and they got a lot of press and they got a lot of kind of pushback from the feds. And so now Facebook has quietly, very, very quietly, been completely rebranded their crypto project called the DM. I don't know how I'm saying that right. But they are now, again, this is something to keep your eye on. Obviously, anything Facebook does is going to be huge, huge. And like I said, they did this rebranding in 2020 from the Libra. And yes, it's going to be a big trend to watch. So keep an eye on this word. If you see this article in the news or this name in the news, definitely keep an eye on that. And without further ado, guys, let's get into our technical analysis. Bang, 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 bang. Guys, this is the total market cap crypto. The total market cap, all cryptos. We are $1.5 trillion. Woo! That looks good on Bitcoin. Sheesh, yes. And as we all know on the broader trend, this chart looks a lot like Bitcoin, does it not? Right? We're just breaking those highs, entering into price discovery. But one thing I wanna pull out is the alt market total market cap, altcoin total market cap. So this right here, guys, this chart is all of this is the market cap of everything that is not Bitcoin. All the coins that are not Bitcoin, right? And we're really invested in altcoins, right? We're a majority invested in Bitcoin, but we understand there's lots of opportunities in this market for coins to do better than Bitcoin, right? And the exciting thing is, I think we're just getting started, right? We've had quite a nice first 6 weeks of the year. Some of our positions are up crazy. You should definitely be taking profits, but it also depends on what your investment strategy is. And I think there was a little bit of a wave of almost fear about selling altcoin positions, and the rally is over. Hell no, it's not, guys. We saw last time altcoin rally, just altcoins, not Bitcoin, right? We had a 2-year rally from December of 15 all the way to January of 18, right? 2-year rally. The altcoin market cap went from 33 million to 506 billion. That went up over 1,000,000%, yo. 2017, just this growth alone, right? From 396 million to 395 billion. This is what made a lot of people really fucking rich, guys. Really stupid rich. Like, this is where coins, like one of my favorite ones in 2017. Oh, you guys, I'm gonna tell a story about myself. It's funny. I was such a noob. First coin I ever remember just watching explode. And then of course I FOMO'd in at the highs. Just it was this coin called Nano. And first it was called Rayblocks. I remember Mike showed it to me. He's like, dude, check out this one called Nano. That was when I first getting into it way back here. Actually, I got November, 2017, the fall of 2017. So I was getting into the market at the end of this, right? And literally right here. And I watched this coin go from like 30 cents to like 60 cents. I'm like, damn, it's going up. And then next thing you know, it's at like $1. Right. And I'm like, shit, this thing's keep going. All these cryptos are booming, right? And then I watch this thing go from $1 to like $2, like $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, and it hit $10. I was like, holy shit, like this thing's booming. Like I said, I was brand new. I didn't know what's going on. I just hopped on the internet, looked at some of the charts, saw these things just going crazy. And then next thing I know, it's at like $20, $24, $25. And I decided when it hit $27 and some change that now is a good time to get in. Oh, now I'm going to buy it. I bought it at $27.50 after watching it start at like 30, 40 cents. And obviously I lost all my money on that investment. Don't buy coins when the ship is sailed, right? That was me, 2017. So guys, I'm just like, a lot of the things I'm sharing with you are just the lessons I've learned along the way to prevent you from making those same mistakes. And one thing I did not know to look at back in the day was a monthly chart of the whole market. I would have been able to clearly see that, holy shit, we're on a 2-year rally. Maybe now's not the best time to buy. But when you look at exactly where we're at right now, guys, we're 11 months into this rally. We've only gone from 36 billion to 550 billion. We're up 1,500%. Yeah, nice, but that is nothing. There's nothing compared to that number. And so my predictions for the altcoin market as a whole, I think we still have another year, 9 months minimum to rally. And I think we will hit multiple $1 trillion with a potential gain of 100,000+% on all altcoins. Right. So I think, yes, we're getting up past this $1 trillion mark easy. Right. And why wouldn't we? Look at this trend. Look at this trend. We've just woken up this sleeping giant of the whole crypto market itself. Guys, we are so new and we're still so early to this run of this year. Don't fucking FOMO. Don't tweak yourself out and sell your coins. Don't tweak yourself out and sell your bags. Because 9 months from now, I'm telling you, you're going to be tripping. You'll be straight tripping if you sold your crypto bags in the second month of the biggest run of potentially of all time. And you sell your bags in the second month of a whole year rally. No, don't do it, guys. Don't do it. And here's the thing. I'm not a financial advisor. You cannot sue me. One thing. Second thing, you need to understand why you're invested in this market. You need to be really, really real with yourself and actually tell yourself, can I hold a bag? Can I hold this bag? The only reasons I think that would be a good reason to take profits right now, if you look at your freaking crypto bag and you're like, holy shit, I've never seen that much money in my life. And you actually worry about losing that money, right? You're checking the price every 10 minutes. You're like, oh man, I see this article, they're talking about it, right? Because it's very difficult when you get yourself in that fear mindset to get out of it, unless you're hopping on sessions like these, unless you're tuning into Crypto Picasso, unless you're tuning into Jason Brown, tuning into Curtis Cobain, unless you're tuning into people that maybe have been doing it a little bit longer than you, got a little more results than you, and they're saying, we ain't selling. What do you mean we're buying? Right? But again, the situation depends. I don't know what financial situation you're in. If you need that money, guys, if you need that money and you do have severe anxiety or some severe emotions going on with your investments right now, it would not be a bad time to secure profits. You can't go broke securing profits. That's a one exception, guys. That's a one exception. Like shit, if you put your last dollar, you put your last $500 in crypto and you triple it, and you can really use that to pay rent, shit, do it. Because you could just do that again, right? You could do that again. And then maybe we get you in that situation where you're not having to trade to play your profits, right? Sharing it, getting residuals, right? But just understand, like, you need to know what your profit targets are, what you're looking to get out of this. Because if you put $500 in and you triple it to 1,500, that's a win. You paid your rent. That's a win. You didn't lose at all. Right. But I'm just saying, for the people who are invested here for the long term, for the people who want to maximize their gains, I'm going to be real, I'm going to be blunt, I'll be savage. If you're selling right now, you're fucking tripping. You're fucking tripping. Excuse my language. We are just beginning. We are just beginning. This is very exciting to be a part of, right? It's very, very exciting. Like, this market's going to keep growing, guys. It's going to keep growing. We're looking at a monthly time frame. So let's pull out the crypto index on NASDAQ. Ridiculous. This chart's just gonna be fun to watch because this is like, yeah, a NASDAQ traded chart with the crypto index. So this one's just straight parabolic, but there's no real data to look at. And that's why you could see maybe someone looking at a chart like this and like, dude, this is overbought. I'm gonna sell this, right? But don't go against this trend, guys. Do not go against this trend. Do not go against Bitcoin's trend. Bitcoin is a freaking moving freight train. Like, that shit will run you the fuck over. Do not get on the other side of Bitcoin. If you're on the train, just stay on the train, man. That's all I'm saying. Just stay on the train, hold those bags, because we got more stops to go. We are going further. Let's look at Bitcoin. Before we do that, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Right, we're looking at Bitcoin dominance beginning of the year right here when we broke the highs and we saw a rejection. And this is why our alt bags, we've had a phenomenal year in alt currencies, because Bitcoin is losing gains, right? And so when Bitcoin is dominant, when Bitcoin is gaining strength in the market as a whole, it is best to be primarily into Bitcoin, right? But when Bitcoin starts reversing in its dominance, that's when it's best to actually be moving into altcoins, right? And that's something we've been talking about for a lot. So we're going to jump in and update where we're at. Guys, on the daily here, things are getting really interesting. We're still making lower lows and lower highs, right? This zone is what I've been targeting for a minute. I'm not taking my eyes off that zone underneath these lows here. But it is interesting to see how we reacted off of this kind of manipulation here, as we saw the candle here with the gap. That's definitely a fishy candle over there. And we did reject off that almost perfectly off that gap. And so we're kind of in no man's land right now. I'm not here to predict the market. I don't react to the market. I respond to what the market does. Right. And I'm fully aware, apparent, that could be the reversal. We could be bouncing off this accumulation and now Bitcoin dominance is about to climb. But until that structure breaks for me, I'm holding my bias, guys. And we're seeing a nice little sell-off of our zone, right? This is something we looked at last week. Like I said, we're still seeing lower lows, lower highs on all time frames. So no reason to flip our trend on this, right? These are the things that get people excited. Oh, Bitcoin's about to rally again. And no, technicals never broke. So as long as we maintain this high right here, I'm still in those alts. I'm still deep in those alts, guys. And even for the rest of the year, I invest in my altcoins to hold. I don't invest in them to take short-term profits. I invest in them to hold because I think those protocols are just going to keep getting bigger and better. And you guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't, shameless plug. Gotta do it. If you don't, guys, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now. You're like, dude, what the fuck's this guy? He just talks so fast, and I don't know what the hell he's saying after that. You can get yourself caught up on the bags we're holding, what we're doing. I try to keep this friendly for everybody, for brand new people and for advanced people who've been here for a while. But shameless plug here, check out my YouTube, guys. I upload these sessions I do every week. I do some other calls for other teams. Sometimes I record those. You get a bonus sessions like hopping on here. I even have a Spanish basics call. I have an intro to DCX call. So how to set up a wallet, basics of crypto. So there's so much value on here, guys. Check that out for yourselves. Shameless plug. Bitcoin dominance. We're still bearish, waiting for the break. It's looking like, yeah, again, this rejection here is nice. This rejection here is really nice. So again, we're pretty aware of the fact that this could reverse here, but until it does, we're still staying the same trend. And finally here, let's get the Bitcoin. I dropped the Bitcoin chart today. Another shameless plug. I'm doing it again. If you want to follow me on TradingView, get my market ideas, get my analysis, follow me here, guys. Jordan LaSavage on TradingView. I just posted this Bitcoin markup today. Crypto Picasso had this one spot on. Guys, we've seen this ascending triangle here from what we started this at about 43,000 all the way up to 50,000, and the market just kept squeezing tighter and tighter, and the way I look at this, I don't put this trend line on my chart to be buying off this trend line. I put this trend line on my chart to kind of remind myself what other people might be seeing in the market, what retail might be thinking in the market, because the markets are set up, the markets are designed so that the most amount of people lose. And this right here is a pattern that probably most people have on their chart. There are people are looking at, wow, Bitcoin's a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Look at this trend, look at this channel. Right, you got your ascending wedge, whatever you want to call it. And so when I look at this, I say, wow, how many people were probably selling it right here, selling it right here, selling it right here, because they drew up this magical line of resistance, right? Their magic lines are where the market moves. They drew up that magical line of resistance right there at 50K. And what happened to those guys today? What happened to our short sellers today? Well, they got squeezed. They got clapped, right? What did the market do? The market said, fuck your resistance, just popped right up. And everybody who was short Bitcoin at 49, at 50,000 thought they were smart, that they could go against the trend. Like I said, there's no reason to go against the trend. But anybody who thought they were smart and was selling here just got clapped. So those people got taken out, right? Like I said, the market has to take out the most amount of people first before it makes the real move. But this isn't it, guys. This isn't it. Yeah, we're at all-time highs. It's exciting. This confirms to me that, yeah, we're going to go higher. Of course, we broke 50,000. That's great. But what I am waiting for, I want to buy some fear. I want to buy some fear. So if this thing, what if this thing just keeps doing it? I'm going to be watching let me extend this trend line here. I'm going to be watching this trend line, not for it to buy off of it, but to watch for it to get clapped. Because how many people do you think are long on leveraged positions at 44, at 46, at 47, at 48? Think they're fucking G's. Think they're riding a long leverage position to 100K, and watch what the market will do. Come take them all out and rebound. Right? That's exactly what we're waiting for. I got I'm gonna put an alert on it right now. I was just about to say I got hello alerts there. I clearly don't, but now I do. But I'm gonna have an alert here, waiting for this. Be warned. This is what you're telling me about. Yeah. For logarithm charts. I've never seen that anyways. But yeah, guys, that's the level I'm watching for. Obviously, we're buying Bitcoin frequently every week anyways. Well, for day trading opportunities, right? Watch for these longs to get liquidated. That's what makes the most sense to me right now. Like I said, where if this something just kind of just bounces off these people's trend lines, well, we're going up, and then boom, we're gonna buy that fear. We're gonna buy that fear. Sites are set at $60,000 on Bitcoin. That's what we're looking at again. These zones down here. So for Ethereum, what are we looking at? What are we doing with Ethereum? Ethereum left without us. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. It actually looks like it did. This candle was potentially that candle that I would have got into my zone, but I really wanted to hit this 4-hour candle. These order blocks, Picasso was talking about them. They call them breaker candles. But those order blocks are so strong. Like again, you saw retail pattern break, and then we sent us to a new high. So this, I think, was your mitigation of there, and it didn't fill us. But ETH is riding right now on the call. ETH at all-time highs. Maybe drop some fours if you have an ETH bag. Drop some fours in the chat if you have an ETH bag, and that shit is in profits. Of course it is. Everybody's in profits. That's the dopest part about all-time highs is when everybody's in profits. But if you break this down 1 hour, if I would have been looking at it, could have seen that take all of that, right? And then you had really easy candle playoff right there, and me running, right? So ETH looks like it's going without us. That's okay. Going to 2K, site set at 223.20. That's our 1.618 extension. Is that 2300 level? So Polkadot moving forward. Polkadot just keeps climbing, Guys, how do you buy into something like this? Tell me in the chat if you know the answer. It's an obvious one. How do you buy into a market like this when you're looking at it like, let's say you're looking at Polkadot right there. You're like, damn, this thing just blew from $5 to $10. How do you get into an asset like this? How do you get exposed? How do you build a position into an asset that's just exploding? I talk about this every single week, guys. This isn't a trick question. My chat box not working? No, it wasn't. Yeah, everybody here knows. Y'all know. Jeez. All of y'all on it. Savages. Love y'all. Y'all are listening. Y'all are probably making money too. Because when you want to invest in a chart that's going like crazy, that's going straight up, you don't know how far it's going to pull back. You don't even know if it's going to pull back. And if it does pull back and it does hit a really low level, it's going to be fast. It's not going to last long. And we saw this with Polkadot. You know, this is the dope thing. Let me pull this weekly chart back out. This is the dope thing about dollar cost averaging. Even if you were to start dollar cost averaging this week, you're still in profits, right? And then maybe even this week you got in on this wick, right? And you got 2 entries lower and lower, and you were sitting in drawdown for 2 weeks, but then boom, now you're in fat profits. Same thing here. And so we see this on this daily time frame. The dollar cost averaging, right? We're calling out zones, we're calling out areas, and a lot of our zones do actually hit. But to be perfectly honest, guys, I'm not looking at Polkadot that often to be catching these wicks. Man, sure, there's one day on the 20th of January, you had a real nice sniping opportunity, but also you set up a daily dollar cost average and you would have been buying this whole range. Same with here, right? So Polkadot keeps climbing, cleared 25, held above it, smacked the life out of our zone that we called last week. Like, yeah, these guys, I'm running these charts with you guys every week, drawing these zones, saying, here, this is where I would be watching if I was a day trader. Funniest thing is I don't even take advantage of most of these opportunities. Like, but they're there for you guys. It's right there, right? Boom, we ran up, continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. No reason to go against this market yet. Absolutely no reason to sell your Polkadot bags. Absolutely none. We were just talking about it earlier in the call. They're releasing, we're still waiting for their release of their big platform, their rollout, their pair chains. Our eyes are set at $50, even at 100. So, like I said, no reason to sell at this point. Chainlink. Ooh, the Chainlink Marines. Man, we smacked the life out of that zone too. Sheesh. Man, I gotta start fucking taking my own trades. God damn. Look at that. Look at that. Smacked the life out of that zone. Boom. And looks like we're riding. Looks like we're riding. Chainlink Marines, where you at? Where you at? I know my man Marcellus right there. Ooh, ooh. Oh man, Chainlink is dope. Chainlink's riding profits again. $33, continuing to climb. It's so counterintuitive, guys. It goes against it. But remember, these markets are not like Forex. This isn't an indice. This isn't a stock. This market does not have to pull back. It does not have to fill your imbalance. It doesn't have to make nice, perfect Elliott waves. It doesn't give a fuck about your technical analysis. This is a really R-rated session, man. I'm dropping lots of F-bombs. But if you know me, that's just kind of how I talk. Yeah, it doesn't care, guys. So dollar cost average, that's the way to go. Cardano. Oh, baby, we hit a dollar. Let's go. Cardano's had an amazing year. Yo, my guys, who anybody here, I want to give you some love. I want to give you some appreciation. Get you guys some spotlight here. Drop a be real. Don't do it. Don't drop it if you didn't do it. Drop a 0. No, that's not a lame number. That's not. No, it's a 0. Drop a 3. Drop a 3 in the chat. If you were getting in Cardano under 10 cents. Mondo dropped a 3 before he even knew what I was gonna say. Peter and Sean, my dudes, yes, my guys, yes. So Cardano was trading under 10 cents for like, oh man, almost a year and a half, right? August 18 to July of 2020. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to you hodlers. Right, that's why I wanted to shout these guys out. Because crypto, you gotta have balls of steel. You gotta have balls of steel. If you're here to buy and hold, to build these portfolios, to hold these things to the moon, you gotta freaking have cojones, man. You need some fucking real ass cojones. Because Cardano, yeah, look at this, even crashed down to, oh my god, a penny. Oh my god. But yeah, we this one popped up on my radar. I was a skeptic. We broke the structure and the technical pattern was too obvious, and then obviously the hype behind the network release has been pumping us. And Cardano is exciting because we still haven't even broke the highs, baby. We got up to $1.34 in 2017. Right, like I said, and it's exciting because these cryptos are just getting to the points where they're at last time around, and we're going a lot further, in my opinion. Right, so again, Cardano. This one's really not giving you guys much opportunities with the pullbacks if you're not in already. But we did have a nice little imbalance fill on this one. Structure still respecting. Looks like that was your liquidity grab, and we're going. So this would be a zone that I would watch for sure for a potential tap back into it. But it even looks like we kind of even accumulated right in that zone. So we might not even have to tap back into that if you see like that happening in the past right here with Cardano. Because Cardano is just like, if you see these technicals, guys, it's insane. Like, look at range. All right, let's blast off 300% range. All right, let's blast off another 300% range. So if we go another 300%, where does that take us? Like $3 plus. I'm looking at $2.50 and $5. So yeah, that's our majors on the crypto market. Let's look at our DeFi plays. AAVE. AAVE hit that 500. It didn't really hold above it as well as I would have liked it to, right? It just kind of stuck here. This is a really busy chart. Sorry, guys. Let me clean this up a little bit. This zone obviously didn't hold like we thought it to, but it is still kind of stuck right here. And if you do look at this in the sense of like almost a distribution, it is a little bit not alarming, right? But Chainlink is definitely, I mean, AAVE is definitely a bag that's grown so much. I called $500 as a take profit, right? When you're up multiple 10x, when you're up more than 10x on a position, do yourself a favor and just chop off a little bit out of your bag. Pay yourself a little bit, right? This is that key level I'm watching though for AAVE. You know, if we get some real big, this 4-hour close is not my biggest fan, but again, we could still just be taking up buyers here, and then this will be that zone to watch to see if we're going to bounce off there. That's a daily imbalance, and then we also have a 4-hour kind of order block right there. So that'd be interesting to see. So we got eyes held on AAVE, even though I still think this is a great hold for the week. I mean, for this year. Look at this, guys. Broke the highs, made our leg up, but we could still keep going. We are very overextended on this weekly, and that daily does give us some good opportunities. Like if we got back down here, that would be very painful for bag holders, right? But again, these are my key levels, and if we do actually decide to break this right here, I'm definitely going to be a little more aggressive and starting to take some of my profits, right? And you have to remember it's based on your situation, what you're looking to get out of each investment. 10x's for me are wins, so I take those. I take those. Could we go to $1,000? Sure, but if you're like myself, who bought back down here in 30 bucks, you know, there's like I said, every situation is different and every investment's different. So you have to understand what you're investing in for. If you're here and you're like, I'm with you, man, I'm doing what you're doing, like we're riding this together. That's the whole point of this, right? Is I'm holding these coins for like the next year. And depending on what happens at the end of the year, maybe even beyond that, right? And so I almost never will sell my position entirely because shit, AAVE could be the next JP Morgan. 500 bucks for AAVE could be cheap as hell in 2 years. Like these things really have the potential, like long term. Remember bringing up that monthly time frame? It's insane where these things could really go. So you don't want to be that guy that sold your Apple stock because you made a nice little short gain and you bought a Honda for it. Even the guy who bought the guy who made Dogecoin, he sold his Dogecoin back in the day to buy a Honda Civic because he's like, yo, I just turned nothing into like 20K or whatever. And you're like, no, right? But imagine if you only would have held on a couple years longer. How old are you guys? Like, you know, I mean that in a derogatory way, but man, I believe in QC we have a really young community, you know, and most of us, I don't think there's many people in the community past 40 years old. So we're in a position to be investing into things that we could be holding for 20, 30, 40 years. You don't think these things will be extremely valuable in 30, 40, 50 years? That's why I'm just challenging you guys to think bigger. Yes, this year is going to be great. Yes, we might have a pullback at the end of the year, but or we could not. Like I said, you guys are on my Johnny on the call with Johnny K's. Let me pull out a really interesting chart to look at. This is Apple, right? Apple grew very normally, had pullbacks, had extensions and pullbacks, just like any stock, any trending asset. You know, and it was very easy to understand and trend and trade. And we saw, you know, had a year of growth, came back, grew, came back, grew, came back. But then what happened in like 2003? I mean, that's when the iPhone came out, and all of a sudden, you know, fucking everyone's going crazy for Apple. Everyone has Apple in their hands, and in the last 17 years, Apple hasn't pulled back yet. It just kept going. It just kept going. And it's like where we're at in the crypto cycle to compare would be something like, yes, we've broken the highs, right? We've made some room. We've pulled back now once, and we're just starting to pull back up again. It's like we're like right here, right? Don't sell. Don't sell. I mean, this thing could just keep going, and so could crypto. We might not even get that pullback that we're all waiting for at the end of the year. We could just keep going on to that. And that's why, like, I want you guys to always remind, I'm always going to be that ear in your head every week. Why are you invested in this? Is it just to make some profits this year? Or is it to hold some world-changing assets for the next 20, 30, 40 years? You'd be the guy that said, yo, I bought Apple in 1982 at 6 cents. Because that's the guy I want to be. I want to be the guy because guess what? We're here, guys. You're here. Congratulations. You're a part and you are learning about the future of everything. Most people aren't here yet. Most people don't invest even into a platform like I am to learn something about this. So like, oh, yeah. I mean, I heard about that stuff. But my one friend, Joe, thinks it's really sketchy. You know, Joe, the guy that works at the restaurant that's asked me to borrow money for booze every week. You know, he told me it was risky. Like, who do you listen to, right? And the guys that actually held on from 7 cents to 130, they understood the long term, big picture. They weren't investing money that they needed. They didn't care, and that's how you get those cojones. That's how you get the balls too. That's how you HODL on. And that's what crypto is, guys. Crypto is a world where it involves the patient. It rewards the patient people. The people who are patient, who stick it through, are the ones who get rewarded in crypto. The people who get emotional and tweak, you're gonna get eaten up in this space. You're gonna get eaten alive. It's not a place for emotions. I'm gonna pull this shirt back out. We got lots of rooms to go, guys. And this is just this year. What about like, yo, does this and then just man, I just like get like sometimes I get silly because I'm like, bro, where the fuck are we gonna be in 10 years, man? What is Bitcoin gonna cost in 10 years? what am I even gonna be looking at Bitcoin at? Like what are crypto wallets gonna be like? One idea that I heard that like blew my mind, it's like with cryptocurrencies, you know how we can stream anything now, music, videos. Like before, back in the day when technology first came out, music players, you had to like have all your music on your iPod. Like you had to store it on it. And then they figured out how to stream it. Now you don't even have to own any music, you can just stream it. Imagine when we get to the point where you can stream money. Like you got some payment you gotta send to somebody, it actually streams. Like you're getting paid by a company. Let's say you make $2 grand a week, and that you can literally watch that money hit your account every second. Your money just you can literally see the stream. You have a bill to pay that will stream out. And I think that's the way money will work in the future. Is you're gonna be able to see your money is basically how much coming in, how much coming out. You're gonna have streaming money. That just think about that for like 5 minutes. Let that wiggle around in your noggin. Like we are so freaking early. Now you can finally buy a Tesla in Bitcoin. That just happened like last week. We're not even close to the top. Not even close. Oh man, yeah, it blows my mind. It really, really does, and it's exciting to think about, right? And just it's a great place to be, guys. It's such a great place and a great time to be. Is have your money invested in this because right now, what's happening with the world, we're seeing a massive wealth transfer. You can't go to shop at the local Joe store because it's unsafe, but Walmart's open and they have Black Friday specials and everything. Unemployment's at a record high, but our stock market's also at a record high. The trend of what's going on right now is it's favoring large institutions, corporations, the establishment, the system, right? The average small man, they're imposing restrictions on the way that we move and the way that we operate. Crypto is really a technology that really actually frees people from those restrictions. And there's a reason why so many smart people are going so in on Bitcoin and crypto. Because honestly, the US dollar is so much shit. The US dollar is such shit that, if you understand economics 101, and I'd say have an IQ of 85 or above, it's very, very easy to understand that holding dollars is going to lose value. Holding Bitcoin, holding anything other than dollars for that matter, is going to gain value. That's what's going to keep happening. Any market is going to go up simply because dollars are going to be going down that fast. Right? And that's the thing. And Johnny talks about this now. And I think this message is so important to instill in the people because we have to understand why we're doing this and the importance of this. Because really, people are going to get financially hurt over the next 5 years keeping their money in USD. People who could be very well off financially now could be in a whole nother world in 5 years because of a lack of information, because of ignorance to this information. Like I will hold anything but US dollars right now. Like you can't even pay me to have money in my checking account. Hell no. PPP loan hits, it's gone in 3 days. Like what the fuck? Why would I hold on to that much US dollars? That shit's gonna just like literally evaporating. They print 40% of all US dollars last year. That's nearly half. Simple math means that if you had if you had a grand in your checking beginning of 2020, now it's worth $600. That's not straight math. It doesn't work exactly like that. But you guys get the picture, right? You get what I'm saying. The goal here is not to stack dollar bills, man. The goal here is to stack cash generating assets, appreciating assets, man. I don't give a shit what you're into. If you're into freaking Pokemon cards, that's better than holding US dollars, man. You got some Charizards, that's what's up. No one gives a fuck about your Benjamins, but you got some Charizards, let's go. I'm dead ass. Like, yo, fiat is not the way to go. And that's why Tesla is buying Bitcoin. That's why BlackRock will be buying Bitcoin. That's why very soon, oh shit, it's already 7. That's why Apple will be dropping their crypto really soon. Because if you don't, you're gonna lose. Like you're gonna just lose. Sorry. Not sorry. That's just the way it goes. It's the same way as like Imagine if you didn't adopt the internet. You didn't adopt the internet in your way of living, in your business, and just your life. What kind of situation you'd be in right now? Let's say you're decided to be with one person on the phone that didn't get a smartphone. You can't even go to order at a restaurant anymore. Walk into a restaurant without a smartphone. Sorry, we don't have any menus. Like everything is getting digitalization, and the guys, the world we live in, this isn't meant to scare you, but it's adopt or die. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's 7 o'clock. You guys, we're in the best time ever to be investing and learning about this stuff. We're so early, we're young. This is just getting started. The wave isn't even over. Like, honestly, it's crazy to me because this chart one day, all of this one day might just look like squibbles because we're on a log chart right now. And when you look at Bitcoin on a time frame that's not a log chart, and you look at the old past, it looks like squibbles, right? Because of how crazy this year's been. That's why we look at the log. But I think one time in the future, it could really, like, this whole 10 years, the first 10 years of crypto is going to look the same way. Scribbles, like this thing going to really just, I think it's actually nearly impossible for us to really wrap our heads around how valuable this stuff could be if yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I don't think anybody here can really understand how valuable these things could be. Like $1 million one day could be like nothing. Nothing. So let's chill on the hopium bong. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna shut down the recording. That's it for this week. You guys already know. Buy Bitcoin. Short the banks. Peace out. Bam. Stop share. End recording.